Right, good morning. So, that was a ramped up intro. To rewrite that and make it shorter, I think. It's to make it sound really old. I was been intrigued by the fact that the Small Business Association government categorizes small businesses as up to $50 million.
What?
What? Small business. So when I talk about small business, I'm talking $1 million or less. But most of my clients start off to be somewhere in the $250,000 to $500,000 range. All right, so with all my clients, it is that time where they have to put pen to paper, put thoughts together about what they're going to be doing in 2025. What's the next year going to look like for them? So I thought we would have a chat this morning for a group coaching session and see if we can get some brains together and brainstorming done and see what we do. So we always have two options when we look at our businesses. We can say, okay, we're going to survive. We're just going to be here. We're going along, everything's flowing, little bumps here and there. Or we have the option to say, no, I want to have a bigger target. I want to thrive next year. I want to be big. This time of the year, as we all know, everybody says, yes, this is the year. We're going to make it happen. And then come January, we're back to survival. Okay? So by the end of the year, we're still doing the same thing. So the question is, what do you want to do? What are your goals for next year? Goals to me are like always fluid. We all want goals and things. In the coaching world, we actually say we want our revenue to be X by next December. This is my target is going to be X, which then says, how are we going to do that? Is that 100% more than you're doing right now? Okay, so how are you going to get to X? Where do you start? So you start by saying, I want to be $1 million business next year. Okay, I'm currently at $600,000. So I need $400,000 worth of extra profit. Where am I going to get that from? And so if you stage that back, you can go back down to the real small level and start saying, okay, I need to make more connections. I need more lead generation, which leads to where am I going to get my leads from? That's what you want. Well, what worked for you in 2024? What worked for you in the way that you got leads? So, show of hands, how many people were happy with the way their 2024? Okay. How many people would like to improve on 2020? Okay. So, 100%, everybody wants to do better. How are you going to do that? You don't set yourself down and say, what am I going to achieve? How am I going to get to that point? So we look back at what worked. Did your networking work? Did it pay for itself? Did it generate enough leads for you? Did the digital marketing do? Did that work? What leads did you get from that? More importantly, did you get your leads? How many of those did you close? How many did you lose? How much value within the leads that you got? If your target's $1 million, you get 100 leads, and each one is only worth $1,000, it's not going to take as much closer to that. Right? So these are all questions that as business owners, we can be willing to ask ourselves and willing to look into more so that we can see what's successful for us. What is success? How to believe you. So for me, successful lead, my conversion rate is 70%. For me, that's reasonable and good. That's because when I talk to a business owner, they're generally in a state where they're like floating along, the edge is coming up, and so they want to get started with things. Again, if you don't have any money, in order to get something to help them out. So I have people that are not willing to do the work that's required to become successful. So we don't engage with people like that. I select my customers, my clients, based on their willingness to do the work that's necessary. Okay? So if people are not willing to do the things that you need them to do to be successful, maybe they're the wrong client. So what is your margin on every job? What is your ideal job? And show of hands, how many people has an ideal client profile? Yeah. How many of you work that ideal client profile with every prospect you talk to? Okay. So if you do that, then your ideal client is, you think that it's going to be a X amount of job, and what's the job price you're looking for? How many more of those type of clients are you going to need? So what worked for you in 24? Who had success in 24 with the marketing thing? Anybody?
Builders. I picked up 2.
Okay. So in terms of builders, what do they mean to your business?
They are a regular, steady stream of good quality loans, and they're loyal, and we get used to a system of doing things, so it's a lot less expensive to do it because we have a standard operating procedure. Let me say.
Right. So how did you identify the builder? If you know.
Oh, well, you're my coach, so you know, but the rest of you, it was very intentional. I just had my radar. So I met one of them at Memphis Area Association of Realtors. I went to an event where builders were on the panel, and I just talked to them afterwards. Later, I had one of them who said, "Hey, I've got some good stuff to say on your radio show." So he's on a radio show. Then later, he had me come to the sales meeting, and now he's connected me with this A1 person. Another one I picked up through social media of all things, and continue to send recipe cards and continue to make follow-up calls. And now he just signed me as the preferred lender for 30 lot subdivision.
But that was all intentional, right? It wasn't random. It was intentional. Over a period of months, Joe kept detailed records of where all her leads came from.
Yes. He's my coach.
And during that period, we analyzed where her best opportunities were. The best opportunities that cost the least, right, will brought the most results. So we didn't just scattershot and go after everybody. We looked at where the leads came from, how many of those converted, what the value of those was, because then let us say we need, instead of doing a million different things, we're going to focus on 5 or 6 different verticals. And that's what we're doing. And so what I'm saying is, if you had something in 2024 that worked like that, can you refine that to make it work better in 2025, or can you build on it? Right? Marketing is complicated but fairly simple. You have to find the people that are your ideal client. Where do they hang out, digitally and in person? Go get it. Make that connection. You have to know who your ideal person is, otherwise you're just scattering this stuff all over the place.
I found 2 areas that I got solid leads from, 2 that I've ditched for the year.
Yeah.
How do we find the next honey pot?
Okay,
Because
so,
I feel like I should have at least 3 pots to be filled.
yeah, for most people, we say it's 4 or 5 places that you know are going to be honey pots for you, right? You should find 4 or 5. So it's a question of research, looking into these different places, connecting with different people, and finding the organizations or the events where you can actually make that connection. All it depends on what business you're obviously in and stuff like that. So most of you know my journey. My journey was BNI. And through BNI, I met a whole bunch of other people, which led me to other people. So my investment in BNI gave me the connections and enabled me to get to where I am. Okay? So what do you want to achieve from your business? Did you achieve all you wanted to achieve? So yes. Yeah. Is that really what you wanted to do? Next question. Wait. How many of you had a revenue goal for 2024? Did we all succeed in that? Okay. see that if you're on target with it, that's not great, but maybe it wasn't enough. Right, before we get short, I had a conversation with a client the other day. They are desperately trying to cross $1 million by the end of the year. And they're about $70,000 short. Right, so they're trying to close the deals out that they can cross that $1 million line. But success is the fact that back in April, when we first engaged, their projection was $450,000. So is that not successful? That we're actually thinking we can really make $1 million? It doesn't matter if we don't, because we've come so far. That's what I call it, right? We're stretching that number. We're saying, this is what I want, and we're trying to get as close as we can to the number. We stretch that number. So, did you achieve all you wanted to do? These are rhetorical questions for you to answer by yourselves. Did you? Did you not? Okay. Where do you want to be in 12 months? What do you want to see your business be in 12 months' time? What's your revenue goal? What kind of customers do you want? Your networking look like? All these things are important that you put down, because now you can start planning backwards and say, in January, I need to be in front of X number of leads. If I generate 10 leads and I close 2, and I need 10 clients, then how many leads am I going to need in order to get one to that on? So that's your conversion rate. One of the things you need to help work on your conversion rate, or get more leads. Personally, I like to improve my conversion rate, it's less work. Right? What about doing that? What is your conversion rate? Does everybody know what your conversion rates are? How many people do you talk to that don't sign up? Whether it's whatever service that you're in, if they don't sign up with you, why don't they do that? Does anybody ask the question to people that don't buy from them? Why they didn't sign up with you? It's a great question to ask. Most people will give you a really honest answer. I think it's great because you get feedback. That tells you how you can improve. And if you want more business, do you understand your buyer's journey? We're all familiar with buyer's journey? No? Yeah. Right, a buyer's journey is how they arrive at you. Where do they first start? What prompts them to first start looking? So Lynn's pointed it on. Oh, yeah, that's my insurance bill. I need to find something else. That's the start of the buyer's journey. What do they then do to get to you? That journey. If you don't know your buyer's journey, find it out. You need to do that, because that helps you focus on where you need to be. Right? If it's, I get my bill, it's too high, I need some solutions for it. Where do I need to be when those people start researching? My name comes up and get in front of them. Where does your buyer's journey start, and how do they get to you? And there's a whole mass of things that helps you convert those people at the end. This is key, right? I say goals to me, goals are, they're not like aspirational, right? They're fact. My business needs to be at X number of dollars by this time next year. And then what steps are you going to take to help do that? That's all we really do. We don't need much more than that. Okay. Right. Always sort of kill a question. What are you willing to change to achieve your vision? What are you willing to change? Everybody gets stuck in a routine, they're stuck in certain processes, right? But in order to get to your final goal, maybe you have to change up that routine. You have to change that rhythm in order to get to where you want to be. Change your mindset. Okay? You need somebody to be accountable to, right? At the end of the day, I'm an accountability coach. I help people plan, set goals, help them understand marketing, help them understand the sales process, help them build the sales process, right? But they have to be willing to put those things in place every time they do something. Everything has to be intentional. Every action has to be intentional. When you go to a network meeting, right? Why do you go to a network meeting? Network, what's network, right? But you don't, right?
Right.
You know the answer to this, but you know, I talked about this, right? You don't. You're going to get business. Right? You're going to make connections to get business. It's not a social event. There are too many people that go to the networking events that are just there for social activity. Right? It's a networking event. Let's meet somebody who can help my business. Give an example. You're going to a BNI group, go to visit another BNI group. Look at the list of people who are in it. Find out the people who would be the most benefit to you. Go to visit, target them. Fine. Now I'm getting something out. Every activity you do has a value, because your time has value. And whatever you're paying yourself, probably not enough, it's another topic for another day. Your time has value. If you go to a networking meeting, it's an hour and a half, or you go to any function, it's an hour and a half. Is that $200? Right, so $100 an hour for your time. As a business owner, that should be at least a reasonable number going forward. So what am I going to do for that $200? What am I going to get out of it? If I'm not going to get anything out of it, then I may better spend my $200 here. That's something different. So I'm asking you to question what you need to be doing to achieve your vision. Where do you need to change? Otherwise, we'll be here 12 months again, talking about the same thing. Right? We're happy with what we've got. So, okay. So, identify what worked and what did not work. What's your vision for 2025? And what are you willing to change? Those are things that you're responsible for. You're accountable to yourselves. If you want to be successful in this. Everybody's goals are different. You know, every company is different. Every business owner depends on the stage of their life and the stage of the business. Okay? If you're younger in your business, do you want to sell that business? Is that your plan? You're going to sell the business later on down the line? In which case, then, you need to be doing things that increase the value of your business. Profitability is not always the key to selling. And it's 8 different pillars that support the value of the business. One of them is, are you a solopreneur? Right? If you build your business up, but it's all about you, when somebody wants to buy that business, they're not interested because that business doesn't work without you. But a lot of people, business they put 40 years into is their retirement plan. So you want to get the maximum out of it. So what are you willing to change in order that you can grow your business? Anybody got any questions? Any points? Do you disagree?
No, you know, I keep talked earlier about measuring tools. I seen my son's office at Allstate the other day, and he had a computer program. And he could tell, based upon the pie chart, how much of his revenue was coming in from mail outs, from the sale producers, his advertising, and he had it broken down, and then all of a sudden he was measuring it against how much money he was spending in mail outs in order to get the return. You talk about either disregarding for something. And I knew from in my young days that we didn't have a lot of little mail outs, but I was contacting people that got canceled by other companies and offered them a service just to be able to take care of that customer, and then they could grab it back when they requalified for their company. Well, it was a great sales tool. Bob Beerley sent me probably 10 to 12 a month of people I was writing based upon calling on another insurance company. So you talk about the journey. I thought having a notice for sales where you can get your additional leads, and this girl's great about that, because you get somebody you don't know, and they're coming, well, who do I say thank you to for contacting me? And then a thank you card, either a call goes out or a thank you card goes out for that referral. That's just, as you were saying here, Joe was talking about making that connection and following up. So there's a lot of great things I see, but I never thought I'd see some of the pie chart tell me where all the leads are coming from.
The important thing there is, like, when you get a lead, find out where it came from, right? Either by putting the code in, it's digital or it's print, find out where it's coming from. You'd be surprised the number of people that have no idea where that lead came from. How are you going to know where to spend your marketing dollars if you don't know where all your dollars? So I think it's just, there are so many different things, but the fundamentals, a full-blown coaching session right here, but these are the big things that I really want to challenge about, right? We're all in talk shop because we want to grow our business.
During the year, how often would you recommend checking in on your goals to
Every
see how your progress is doing, like that monthly thing, more often, less often, weekly?
What's your week's target? How many leads do I need this week? You can always keep going. Right? It just gets broken down. If you don't check it in on where you are in your revenue, your sales, and your prospects and leads, for me, it all starts with prospects. Okay, where are my prospects? Can I turn them into leads? Do I turn them into clients? How many do I need of each in order to get to my goal? If I need to sell X number of tickets in 2025, where's my peak? So imagine it's a shop business that you do. So where do I look for those people and how many should I expect to get? Because if you don't keep yourself on track, before you know it, it's October again and you're like, okay, time's passed by. So weekly. When I meet with clients, it's generally revenue, profit, leads, conversions. Those are the four things to talk about first. Just they're the main drivers. Say that again. Revenue, profits, leads, conversions. Conversions positive. Every week. That's what they report. Those are the first things that they report back. Just as a reminder, I mean, I'm available. Everybody's, as part of being a sponsor here, you get at least an hour with me. And I'm more than happy to help you sit down and map out some goals and some future for anybody in the talk shop. I'm more than glad to do that. That's my idea about that.
I used to do this years ago, and you're making me think I probably need to do it again. When I was dealing with people and they're in career job search, I would have them grade the level of their contacts. So if I met a new person, it was a 1. Right? But if it wound up being a one-on-one, that was a 2. If it led to an interview, that was a 3. And if it led to a job offer, that was a 4. So you can go through and mathematically kind of score the week.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You do the same in line too, right? You got A, B, C, and D, right? A to the top, they're making most money, they come back, everybody's really good, right? C's and D's, chuck them. They take more of your time, they want discounts, they want everything for less money. Check them out, concentrate on people with the A's. I mean, you have to, right? You only have so much time in a day. I hate the term time management, right? You can't manage time. It's got to pass whether or not, right? Right? So it's like what you do with that time, right? Am I investing my time as a business owner? Time is the main thing you have to give. You have to start looking at your time and say, am I investing my time correctly in the right activities, which is going to lead to the right results? That was a strong finishing statement there. Right, so thank you for your time this morning. I hope that was useful. And again, right, I'm always available to anybody in Talk Shop to have a conversation. And you just, the only condition is you buy the coffee. Unless you go to Panera, in which case it's free for me anyway. So whatever. So there's a clue, right? You meet at Panera and you don't even have to buy me coffee. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks.